What is going on, guys? Miles here, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the FG42, which has seen a lot of discussion recently, particularly on the r/CoD competitive subreddit, because the weapon did actually recently receive a buff, albeit a small buff, but a lot of people are complaining that this buff is actually way too powerful for the weapon, and in this video we'll be taking a look at exactly what's changed. So when CoD WW2 first came out, the FG42 was the king of rifles in that game, and after the Dallas tournament, I believe, the weapon did receive a pretty heavy nerf, fairly deserved in my opinion, because from what I saw in that event, that was basically like the only rifle which was used because it was so damn good. So it received a pretty big nerf to its fire rate, I believe, at which point it kind of fell off and it wasn't the most used rifle in the competitive play, and it actually received a fairly small buff recently. And we know the exact numbers. The fire rate was buffed from 447 rounds per minute to 460, which is an increase of 13 rounds per minute, and the recoil was reduced for the weapon slightly as well. So that equates to a 2.9% increase in fire rate for the FG42, which seems practically like nothing, right? But actually some of the pros were complaining on the subreddit and on Twitter about this, and they said that the FG42 would be the most dominant rifle in competitive play thanks to this change. We don't exactly know how much the recoil was changed by, but I'm going to guess it was fairly insignificant because the gun didn't have awful recoil in the first place. So let's try and put this buff into perspective. The first thing I will show you guys is the net change in fire rate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the new fire rate and take away the old fire rate, which leads to a 13 round per minute weapon. So let's see how much that actually is. So I don't have a clip of me using the FG42 before the buff, but what I can do is take the current state of the FG42 and slow it down so that it matches the old version of the weapon, and then we can compare them side by side. So in conclusion, I think the FG42 is in a pretty good state right now. I don't think it's going to like dominate the rifles in competitive play. I think the STG and the bar are still pretty decent, and this 2.9% increase in fire rate isn't going to break the weapon or anything like that. I mean, the weapon as a whole hasn't even improved by 2.9% because there are more factors which determine how good a weapon is. You have things like the damage, the range of the weapon, alongside the fire rate, and even some smaller things like reload time, which affect overall how good a weapon actually is. But there we have it. That is what I think of the FG42 in its current state. Hopefully you guys found this video useful. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of the buff to the FG42. And if you found the video useful, if you could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. But I'll see you guys in my next video.